This is James from GameFront, and I'm gathered with Mark Tuttle. He's the director of e-commerce for Sony Online Entertainment. Mark, say hello to the camera.
Hi, camera. How are you?
So you aren't just the director of e-commerce for Sony. You're also the voice of Sony Online Entertainment. You MC the events, correct?
Yes, at SOE Live 2014 and 2013, I am the MC, absolutely.
Now, when you're speaking in front of people, what are some of the things that you do to just tune out the crowd? And I don't want to hear picture them naked because that's what everybody says. Like, how do you...
No, that's what the internet is for.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you do when you have to speak in front of an audience?
Basically, you're there with a very friendly crowd. I mean, at SOE Live, there are a bunch of gamers, there are customers, there's some press there's some special guests, and basically they're hanging on my every word, waiting for me to tell them the next nugget of goodness that SOE Live has coming out, which is not what I do at all. My job is there to distract everybody until everybody who does know things gets up on stage.
That's a pretty good job. So when you're doing your distractions, do you find that it's important with what you say, or is it also what you're doing to keep the visual attention?
Well, I think our camera guy is not paid enough, right? Because I will walk about 5 miles during the course of the show. I looked at the tape from last year. It's like, a football team. You got to look at your tape and you got to figure out what you're doing. So I'll walk over here and I'll walk over here again. I'll walk over here again and walk over here. I think the guy had a stroke last year, but this year I'm going to try to stay in one spot just a little bit. But no, seriously though, what my job is to do is to welcome everybody to the event, is to kind of give them a sense of what they're going to see, what they're going to hear at SOE Live. Let them know that, we're a fun company, right? We've got a bunch of events planned for you. We've got a ton of prizes that we're going to give away this year. And basically, welcome them in. Say, hey, listen, we're all the same. We're all gamers. We all have the same passion. We all have the same desires to have fun sitting in front of a video game. So welcome to the show. That's my job. Here's the folks that are going to tell you the cool stuff that you want to know about.
So when we're talking to the director of e-commerce, I can't help but get into the nitty-gritty of, and I hope you don't mind, I'm going to sidetrack you with some serious questions, journalist style.
Bring it.
How is it going with taking things so often to free-to-play? Do you find that you're having it must be making money because everybody's doing it. What is the experience in taking something from a subscription-based thing and turning it into free-to-play?
Well, here's the cool thing about free-to-play is, you're as a player of any kind, your gaming options now are endless. There are so many games and so many platforms that by going free to play, we remove that initial barrier of purchase and invite people to come in and say, hey, listen, you can play EverQuest or EverQuest 2 or PlanetSide 2 or DC Universe Online. You can play for free. You can come in, download the client, you can sample the game, and if you find something there that you like, well, then there's some options for you to invest a little bit in it, and we make a little bit of money off it. But free to play is really, it's kind of the free tasting at the buffet. And with our new all-access program, if you want to sample that buffet, you get a lot out of it because you get access to all of our games in that for that low monthly rate.
Now, myself, I've been playing quite a few free-to-play, especially I've been playing Sony, I've been playing DC Universe Online, and I haven't bought anything. There's a small amount of guilt I have, but I wonder what it is that brings somebody to just pay for it rather than to play for free.
Well, it depends on what kind of experience they want to have in the game. Going back to the membership, so all-access membership is $14.99 a month. When you buy that membership, you get a host of things in DC Universe Online, as well as our other games. And those are things that are designed to enhance the gameplay experience. One of the things about free-to-play that we wrestle with is we want to make sure that we're not selling power. We're not selling things that you need to compete as a player, but we're selling things that make your character look a little cooler, make things that make your headquarters a little neater. It's like, hey, I got this thing, or I'm riding around in EverQuest or EverQuest 2 on this mount that I bought in the store. I've got this armor. So really, it's about the bling. So DCUO, you're not a bling guy.
I'm not yet. I might.
Guy.
I don't know. I feel like the thing that's going to get me to purchase stuff is the content like the DLC packs where there's storylines involved with it. I'm not the kind of guy that goes for the bling. I'm more for the meat of the story. There's something really important. I don't know if we have any updates on it, but I've heard that you've reached out to Brittney Spears, who is here at the hotel.
She is.
And
So
We don't know the exact.
She's all over the elevators. I mean, you can't miss it because apparently she's got a show with some singing and dancing and some things involved. So, anyways, but she's here, yes. So
We don't know the exact odds, but we're in Vegas.
Yes.
What would you say the odds are she's going to be your date to the zombie prom?
Well, so I did reach out on Twitter, and I said, look, she starts her show on Saturday, and the zombie prom is Friday night. So I figure she's probably in town. She's probably, up in the penthouse somewhere right now thinking, man, I have nothing to do Friday night. So I thought I'll reach out to her on Twitter, and I gave her, an invitation. Because, again, it's like free to play, right? This is what it is. This is the Brittney Spears free to play. All she has to do is get in the elevator. She has to get out of her room first.
So you'll get the ticket for her.
She will walk in on my arm if she wants to go to the zombie prom. She doesn't need zombie makeup or anything like that. I mean, if she wants to come down smelling of rotting flesh, all the better. But, surprised you, didn't I?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. So the invitation's out there. It's sent to her Twitter account. I don't know if she reads it or not, but I assume she has nothing else to do in the penthouse because, again, the zombie prom's on the table. She can come down Friday, and we'll waltz her in there, and we'll show her a good time. We'll show her a good SOE Live zombie prom time.
Brittney, take him up on this. He is a gentleman. He's entertaining, and it's going to be free to play.
There might be a $20 station cash card in it too, Britt. I'm just telling you.
Do you think
Director of
she should
Ecom.
do it again?
She should do it again. I see what you did there. That's good. Once again, and by the way, folks, if you look at any of my other interviews online, there's the disembodied voice off the side here. It's right there. Okay.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you.